Some TV, the pulse of
I am Esther Oka Stephen, welcoming you to News Hour on Some TV, broadcasting live from Jalingo, the pulse of the nation. Follow us on Facebook at Some TV and watch live on YouTube at Some TV Live. Now the major headlines. NUJ Taraba Councils visit Pilgrims Welfare Board, seeks balanced coverage. Shettima demands Nigeria's permanent seat at UN Security Councils reaffirm two-state solution. Federal government issues flood alerts for 15 states, 69 communities. Now the news in full. The Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ Taraba State Councils, paid a courtesy visit to the Taraba State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board to promote collaboration and balanced media coverage. NUJ Chairman Comrade Matthew Eliud Jan emphasized the media's role in highlighting the board's successes, challenges, and reforms to enhance public awareness and transparency. Acting Executive Secretary Malam Abubakar Usman Tanko welcomed the partnership, assuring support for accurate reporting and disclosing that Taraba State has 912 Hajj seats this year, with a fare of 8.5 million naira per pilgrim under new NACON-approved guidelines. Both parties committed to ongoing collaboration for effective public enlightenment and accountability. At the 80th UN General Assembly, Vice President Kashim Shettima strongly advocated for Nigeria's inclusion as a permanent member of the UN Security Council. He urged that such reforms is essential to ensure fairness in global representation. Extending his remark to the Middle East, Shettima emphasized that the two-state solution is the most honorable path to lasting peace in Palestine. He stressed that Palestinians must never be seen as collateral damage, but as human beings deserving dignity, freedom, and justice. His intervention reaffirms Nigeria's commitment to global equity, peace, and respect for human rights in international affairs. Back home, the federal government issued a flood alert covering 15 states and 69 communities between September 24 and 28. The advisory signed by Usman Abdullahi Bokani of the Ministry of Environment called on residents, local authorities, and emergency agencies to take proactive preventive measures. Communities along major rivers were particularly advised to prepare ahead rising water level that could lead to displacement, damages to properties, and health risk. The government issued vigilance preparedness and cooperation in responding to weather warning, noting that timely action could reduce disaster impact and safeguard lives and livelihoods across the affected region. In politics, Senator Kelvin Chukwu of Enugu East formally announced his defection from the Labour Party to the All Progressive Congress APC. He explained that deep division An internal crisis within the Labour Party made it difficult for him to continue. His move was warmly received at a town hall meeting in his hometown where APC leaders commended his decisions and placed full support for his political future. Chukwu's defections underscores ongoing realignment in Nigeria's political landscape ahead of the 2027 election, further signaling the APC's growing influence in the southeast, a region once dominated by opposition parties. Regionally, the ECOWAS Parliament relieved plans to adopt artificial intelligence in its legislative processes. These decisions follows a 3-day seminar held in Port Harcourt, where lawmakers debated the benefits and risk of AI integration. Participants agreed that AI could enhance legislative efficiency, policy analysis, and citizens' engagement across member states. However, they cautioned against potential measures, data security issues, and regional vulnerabilities that could emerge from overdependence of technology. The Parliament stressed the need for regulatory framework and training to ensure responsible use. The initiative marks a historic step towards modernizing governance within the West African sub-region. On transportations, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, released its report on the Abuja-Kaduna train of August 26, finding showed that poor maintenance and a faulty switch caused the incident, which left 21 passengers injured, though no lives were lost. The Bureau recommended immediate infrastructure replacement, improved routine inspections, and comprehensive staff training to avert future occurrences. It also urged greater investment in safety technology and emergency response preparedness. Once again, highlighted Nigeria's struggling rail infrastructure and the urgent need for reforms to ensure passenger safety and build confidence in the railway system. At the presidential villa, President Bola Tinubu received Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, former Rivers State administrators, alongside senior government officials. While the purpose of the meeting was not disclosed, it drew attention to Tinubu's ongoing consultations with political and security figures. In a separate development, the Inspector General of Police distributed 2.1 billion naira in welfare checks to families of fallen officers. The gesture was part of the wider program to support dependents of policemen who lost their lives in service. Beneficiaries expressed gratitude, describing the initiative as a morale boost for families grappling with loss and financial hardship. At the electoral front, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced the commencement of campaign for the 2026 FCT Area Council election, urging political parties to adhere strictly to guidelines. Meanwhile, insecurity fled across regions in Kwara State. Bandits attacked village, killing a pregnant woman and abducting 8 people. In Delta, mob justice turned deadly as an angry crowd set ablaze a woman accused of attempting child abduction. Security experts warned that such cases underline both the dangers of organized crime and the growing culture of lawlessness, calling for stronger policing, civic education, and community-level vigilance nationwide. On the economy, the naira gained slightly against the dollar in both the official and parallel markets, offering some relief amid economic strain. Analysts attributed the improvement to central bank interventions and increased forex inflows. However, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, raised concerns over careless handling of the currencies, warning that abuse of the naira through spraying at events or rough usage inflates printing and replacement costs. The CBN called on Nigerians to respect the currency as a national symbol. Economists urge consistent reform to stabilize the exchange rate, attract foreign investment, and restore public confidence in the naira. In the political sphere, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar reassured the Yoruba community of his commitment to protecting their interests should he secure the presidency in 2027. Speaking at a gathering, he emphasized his personal and family ties to the Southwest, highlighting long-standing relationships that transcend politics. Atiku noted that national unity and inclusiveness would form a bedrock of his governance, promising fair representation for all regions. He stressed that the Yoruba, known for their roles in Nigerian democratic struggles, would remain central to his administration's vision. His remarks come as early campaigns gradually take shape. It's now time for a brief commercial break. Stay with us. The most captivating stories are just a moment away.
Fellow Tarabians, my name is Professor Jerome Nyame, the People's Professor. I want to call on all 168 wards that continuous voters registration is currently going on. I urge you to get your PVC today, your voice, and your ticket to participate in shaping our dear states. Get your PVC now, keep it safe, and exercise your rights. Let's make our voice heard. Thank you. I remain the People's Professor, Professor Jerome Nyame.
Welcome back. Katsina State Governor Malam Dikko Umar Radda has commissioned several renewable energy projects to mark the state's 30th anniversary, reinforcing his administration's commitment to clean, reliable, and affordable energy. The projects include over 20 megawatts of solar power for hospitals, schools, and water facilities, a 1 megawatt mini hydro system at Danja Dam, and nearly completed LNG and solar installations at government complexes. Additionally, 500 electric tricycles, solar street lights for schools, and youth training in solar installations were unveiled. Officials praised the initiatives as milestones in energy security, economic growth, and environmental sustainability. Katsina State Governor Malam Dikko Umar Radda has linked its rising number of out-of-school children and social vice in northern Nigeria to parental neglect and weak family structures. Speaking at a meeting with the councils of Ulamas and the Zakat and Waqf Board, he stressed the need for a strong legal framework to define parental responsibilities and strengthen marriages. Governor Radda urged Alamas to consult Islamic clerics statewide on proposed family law reforms and advise parents to carefully assess prospective suitors. State officials and religious leaders called for measures such as pre-marriage health tests and breastfeeding promotion to protect children and families' stability. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has called for the establishment of state police as a key measure to address insecurity in the state. Speaking in Jos, he noted that attackers often strike villages from neighboring states and retreat, making centralized federal command insufficient. The governor highlighted local initiatives including Operation Rambo, a community-based security outfit with 1,450 recruits beginning training soon, and the use of surveillance drones to monitor armed groups. While federal deployment remains necessary, Mufwang emphasized strengthening local intelligence and rapid response. However, some lawmakers, including Yusuf Gaji, opposed state police, advocating for community policing as a safer alternative. Nigerian troops has intensified nationwide operations, killing scores of terrorists, arresting 20 suspects, and rescuing kidnapped victims over the past 24 hours. Army Secures said Operation Adinke Ford ISWAP attack in Borno, recovering 36 and 5 RPG bombs, 700 rounds of ammunition, motorcycles, uniforms, and stolen petroleum products. In the North Central region, Operation Enduring Peace and Operation Wheelstroke rescued kidnapped victims in Kaduna and Benue, seizing weapons and ammunition. Additional arrests were made in Sokoto, Taraba, Kebbi, and Plateau, while illegal oil sites and bunkering facilities were destroyed. Operations recovered multiple firearms, explosives, vehicles, and bicycles. Yobe State Governor Maimala Buni has donated 47 vehicles and 50 motorcycles to security agencies to enhance their operational effectiveness. Speaking in Damaturu, Buni emphasized that adequate logistic support is essential to routine patrol and rapid response to citizens' distress. The vehicles and motorcycles have been allocated to Police Division, the Army, DSS, local government councils, and vigilante units. The move also expands the state's rapid response initiatives, Operation Abamaza, to cover all agencies with the police as lead. Local councils have been tasked with maintaining and fueling the equipment, while stipends for agencies' head have also been approved. Rivers State Police have arrested 3 suspected kidnappers linked to multiple abductions, including that of Mr. Ofare Wagbara. The suspects were apprehended in Obioakpo and Ikwere local government areas follows a coordinated operations triggered by a distress call. They confessed to several kidnapping, including Mr. Owoli Jude and Mr. Nwabweze Chukwebu, from whom they collected 6 million naira ransom before killing Chukwebu. Another victim, Mrs. Mercy Chinyere, was released after 3.5 million naira ransom. Recovered items include a G3 rifles, knives, and cell phones. Police continue to pursue fleeing gang members and urge residents to report suspicious activities. The Kano State Joint Task Force Committee for Peace Restoration and Youth Rehabilitation, led by Dr. Yusuf Ibrahim Kofa, conducted a 4-day enforcement operation targeting high-risk areas, resulting in the arrest of 78 drug peddlers and 12. Working with the NDLA, the Nigerian Police Force, the operation seized cannabis, Exol 5, rubber solution, shock and dye, and other harmful substances. Locations raids include Marari, Faje, Badoa, Kasua Remi, Musulenchi Edi, Yankaba, Otoro Flyover, Kofa Mata, Jikare, Rumfa College, and Wambai. Authorities emphasize ongoing investigations, prosecutions of offenders, and youth rehabilitation initiatives urging public vigilance to sustain a drug-free environment. Finally, President Bola Tinubu directed National Security Advisers Nuhu Ribadu to collaborate with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), Ogoni leaders and other stakeholders to restart oil production in Ogoni land. He declared that years of neglect and frustration in the region must end in a new phase of hope and development. Tinubu assured that environmental concerns will be addressed alongside economic revival, with communities benefiting directly from oil wells. The directive signals a decisive move to resolve long-standing conflict in the Niger Delta while positioning oil as a driver of inclusive growth and national prosperity. That brings us to the close of this edition of News Hour on SOM TV. Follow us on Facebook at SOM TV and subscribe on YouTube at SOM TV Live. I am Esther Oka Steven. Thanks for watching.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng